Hey, man.
Yo, what up?
It's been a while.
What up? How's it going?
It's going. It's been a rough year. It's been a rough year, man.
Yeah? Whoa, you've been one of them zombies.
I mean, infected. Not zombies.
How many people did you eat?
I mean, that's kind of an insensitive question. Don't you think? Trying to move forward. Let's get back into the swing of things. I want to do a bad movie night with you again. We had such a good time. So, what are we watching tonight? Just don't tell me a zombie thing because a little triggering.
Here's the thing.
Is it a bad movie? Is it a really bad movie?
I mean, well, I was talking to the other guys and they said they don't want you anymore because you're
what?
A fucking
But
zombie.
you backed me up. I'm not a zombie.
Look, I'm sorry. I just
Sorry
can't.
about what?
I can't do it
can't
with
what?
the cured anymore.
Whoa.
I've had enough of this.
Whoa.
Hashtag the cured, okay?
Whoa.
Sorry. I'm just kidding, Ian. I'm just kidding.
Told you.
No, just listen, dude, listen. I'm cured too. Phase 1. Phase 1.
It's the third wave. Ooh. So you were at the other camp. Well, then we're good to go.
Really do it with phase 3ers, you know? We don't really do it with
You phase 1ers.
phase 3ers.
You guys are always so hypocritical. You think because you were cured first, you're somehow better. Just because you guys were too slow.
They did put us in
needed
order
to
of importance.
You had too much extra weight on you, so you couldn't run away from the capture teams.
Mass.
So they caught
muscle. I have an ab.
They caught you first, so that you think that somehow makes you better?
It's a power adder.
Fuck you. I'm out of here. Fuck this. I'm out. I quit.
Welcome to the Chris Bad Movie Night Show. All I got is finger guns now. Okay. Hey, Ian.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, AJ.
Hey.
Tonight we are here to talk about the new movie called
The Cured.
Not related to the band, but it's called The Cure.
And what is The Cured about?
So the premise is similar to 28 Days Later.
Okay.
In that there is a virus, the maze virus it's
Interesting you're
called,
gonna say that.
it resembles zombieism, but much like 28 Days Later isn't quite that, because there's no necrosis going
Right.
on. So what distinguishes this movie is that they've developed a cure for it a couple years in, and they have... Did you just figure it out?
Man,
So the mainland,
sometimes.
I guess, handled it better. Continental Europe handled it better, but Ireland got hit particularly hard. They rounded up a bunch of folks. They administer the cure. They're releasing them back into society in waves. 75% of those inflicted end up being cured
Yeah.
and are called the cured,
Yes.
with 25% remaining in some form of lockup, quarantine, jail,
Yeah.
depending on your perspective.
Yeah.
And they're trying to cure them or eliminate them. So that's the setup for your movie.
It's an onion.
The story could be interpreted a couple different ways. I would say the story is of a man torn between two worlds, being drawn to two extremes,
Yes.
and both sides trying to use him against the other. And he doesn't really fit perfectly into either camp.
It's very, very 28 Days Later-esque. Almost so it might as well just be the third movie in the franchise.
Oh, I disagree so hard.
How hard do you disagree?
Yeah, tell us how hard.
It definitely has some superficial similarities to it, and it has some of the vibe, I think, because it's also in the British Isles.
Yeah.
But I think
wow.
the story is very different.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah,
supposed to be
sure.
refreshing.
Yeah, it would be, but it would be the third one.
Yeah.
Like
And it'd be
where,
a twist on what they've redone. That's why it would be
and
the
it's
third.
not exactly original because there was that show in the flesh that came out. There was that
Yep.
show, The Returned.
Yep.
But again, it's
Like,
not,
that's-
what makes this movie good, and I'll go ahead and say it there, I liked it quite a bit,
Okay.
is that the premise wasn't what was important about this movie, it was the personal drama, it was the story at the center of it that really made this, I think, a really good movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a drama than anything else.
It's very, very heavy on its social commentary.
True.
And for you to buy into this, you have to be along the ride with the characters. You have to buy into the characters. You have Senan? Jesus fucking Christ, these people with the names. I couldn't really get into his character.
Really?
Couldn't identify with him.
I found it very relatable.
I understood. I understood the theme. I understood the social commentary. I mean, it's an allegory for a few things, I think.
Yeah.
You can interpret it a couple different ways.
Yeah, whether it's like there's a specific thing they're trying to reference with its Irish background, I don't know because I'm not Irish.
Yeah, I would say it could be generally a allegory for treatment of oppressed minorities of any stripe you want to create.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Maybe
like-
even specifically immigrants or refugees.
I was thinking specific, like assimilation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And generally putting them in camps before integrating them into society.
Where's that going on right now?
It's I don't think it's anything related to what's going on in our country right now, but
No,
it is
of course
it's a
not.
very fortunate timing
Not
for
at
the
all.
film and very relevant
Not
in a way
at all.
it couldn't have anticipated.
There was so much chaos after the outbreak. It was 2 years before we could begin to re-enter the city. We started to hear a rumor of a cure.
How long were you infected?
4 years?
You having any violent impulses?
No.
Your sister-in-law has agreed to take you in.
Smile, Gillian. Are you one of the cured?
Yeah.
Will you be sick again?
What happened to Luke?
You get separated. You were right to lie. They're all the same when they know the truth.
Some opening scenes remind me of like sometimes you see in like old movies, like especially where like war veterans are coming back from an unpopular war and they don't feel welcomed back, kind of a vibe. The way they're there's people throwing stuff at them.
Yeah, and it would be that along with those war veterans, these characters have an unbelievable amount of guilt.
Yeah.
Because they remember everything they
do
did.
remember.
Which was an
everything.
interesting twist.
That's the twist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, too, like, for me, zombies is another genre where I'm just like, another zombie movie, you know? And this was a nice twist to it where it wasn't, to me, like, most of the movie is just a drama that happened to have zombies as a theme in it, but it's really just like a drama.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it is, a drama.
I like a more thoughtful zombie movie.
Yeah, it was a nice refresh to what
I
I've
like
seen.
both.
Yeah. Tend to agree. But
I did like the slow burn. That's why I kind of thought the third act was a little disjointed. Didn't
Yeah, I
really
thought
fit.
the third act would be a really, like, I was expecting it would be like a really, like, let's unleash the gates kind of thing. It wasn't quite.
Oh, really? See, I thought it
well, it
was.
was at least somewhat that.
I thought it was that, and
Yeah.
I didn't really need that, I guess.
The trailer, I think, it totally misleads you what this movie is.
I don't remember it.
It sets you up to think that the tension of the movie is, will these cured people
Turn back into
relapse?
zombies.
Will they relapse?
That's interesting.
And that's what I was expecting this movie to be, which
Yeah.
would have been a less interesting movie in my opinion.
No, I disagree.
See, that's just going to be a fun, dumb action zombie
But
movie,
that's-
which is fine too. But that's not what I want. Not what I want.
I think that justifies. This is my problem with this movie is I don't understand why these people act like these cured are to blame for this stuff.
because that's how the world works.
They were victims.
Yeah,
That's how
they
it
were.
was. I mean, if it was in the U.S., it'd be believable for sure, but
and that's how these things
But
happen.
I don't think it would be. 'Cause
Right now we've got this crisis going on in our
Yeah.
country at just this moment. We have asylum seekers showing up at our borders looking for
That's
help,
different.
and we're throwing them in cages.
That is
and we're
different.
blaming them for it.
That is different because you can take these fucking racist people and be like, well, those people are a different skin color or they're from a different place.
And that's
I don't
better?
know. No, I'm saying that's their justification.
Yeah.
They're different. But
Yeah.
these people are my friends, my brothers, my mom, my
they're
dad, and
different.
they're the
person
ones
who
that were
And
victims.
or the person who killed
Killed
my
your
brother,
friend,
my mother,
brother,
my father,
yeah.
my friend.
Exactly.
I would say their gripe is much more reasonable
yeah.
than anything else. I don't accept the
That's
logic
pretty
that
good.
because
That's a
somebody.
pretty good point.
I don't accept that the logic that somebody looks different than me should make you say we should lock them up in cages and separate them from their children.
I obviously don't agree with that. I'm saying that's the justification.
Yes.
I guess I
But
just thought,
you see the same level of dehumanization. They're animals. They're
Yes.
disgusting. If you don't think of them like people, then they're not people. Then you can treat
Exactly.
them any way you goddamn please.
That's how it works.
And
how
it's
it
it's
works.
done in the real world. It's done in this movie. I thought it was very prescient. Not
good point, Ian.
prescient's a bad word for it, but
good point.
thank you. That's the first time you've ever said something nice to me on a bad movie night. I appreciate it. You're just
So cute.
you're just being nice because AJ's here.
Oh, Ian. Oh, Ian. Look, there's a lot of things I liked about this movie. I thought it was really well made.
Yeah.
I like the bleak color palette.
There were some sweet shots too. Some nice songs.
Yeah, definitely. I had some issue with some shaky cam. I don't mind shaky cam when
Yeah.
it's like an intense situation
Yeah.
or something that you're supposed to feel like you're there.
You don't think they limited
But
it
like
to those
fucking
tense situations?
Christ, no. There's scenes where like Ellen Page is sitting at a table talking to Shannon, fucking
Senan.
Jesus
Senan.
Christ, kid, with your
Shaky
name.
cam
Senan.
stuff,
And
man.
it's like, why? Just put the fucking thing in it.
You know what show really bothers me?
Tripod that shit.
With shaky cam, talking about shaky cam. Why does Curb Your Enthusiasm have shaky cam all the time? Like first season, it's like this.
Because it's
like,
cheaper.
You can't buy a tripod. You can't like lock it down.
I think I can.
Nope.
Arrested Development's like that too. In like the house, you're sitting there.
I think
and
because
they're
a lot of
like,
that. I think because a lot of that is improv, and they need to be able to follow the actors.
Maybe.
Man, I just think it out a little bit.
So, go. My shaky cam issues aside, I thought the acting was great. Ellen
Acting
Page
was outstanding.
knocked it.
And I thought the role that she played was very subtle in a way that absolutely worked perfectly for that character.
Yes.
You'd almost expect, because she's the only American actress in this amongst a bunch of Irish actors. Sometimes you'd see and she's a big name too, although plenty of the people in this movie have been in a lot of things before. Like, you think she's a big name, she's coming in, she's a producer on the film, like maybe she'd overdo it or something. None of that happened. She fit the role perfectly. It was subtle, and just right in my opinion.
There's a scene where she confronts her brother over things that went down. Mm-hmm. And unless you have good actors, that scene
Yeah.
is terrible.
Yeah.
And it was
Most usually is.
fucking great.
That's like the scene you do to cast the role. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like,
Abby, Juno Page's character. No,
Juno
Ellen Page. Freudian slip. So you have Sanan, Abby, and Connor. Connor's kind of the catalyst for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Um,
Particularly the extremist
But what I
movement.
thought was interesting is with Sanan's character, Sanan, Jesus, they constantly are like scenes where it's him like showing his guilt, like it
Yeah.
flashes to things he's
that's
done.
nice,
Yeah.
Character
But
building.
you never get that with Connor. You just see Connor complaining that he has to do a shitty job or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
that's 'cause
you
he's
can
a pirate
start to
fan.
see like where the real monster is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Issues with the movie.
Okay, issues. Let's hear 'em.
It was very predictable. Ultimately, I understood the plight of the characters,
Light.
and I understood that it's supposed to be this social commentary. I just didn't give a shit.
Okay.
Wow.
Like, I just didn't feel.
I was on board.
I didn't
enjoyed
feel
the
anything
journey.
for the characters. I didn't feel concerned about Abby and her kid. I didn't feel concerned about Senan. I mean, like, Senan himself, his acting's good. Like, he plays
Yeah.
this dour, guilt-ridden character, but that's not something I
Who's
like.
torn-
Like, I
who's
didn't.
torn.
So this activism stuff that goes on in this movie,
Mm-hmm.
again, I thought was predictable,
Yeah.
and I thought it felt a little rushed. To me, this movie felt like it should have been a show that played out over 12 episodes, where they constantly were building this activism
could've
stuff.
Could have been.
It just felt a little rushed in that stuff, even though the movie was a very slow pace. So, before we spoil it, I assume everyone would recommend it.
Absolutely. I would say this is my favorite zombie movie since The Girl with All the Gifts.
See, I like Girl with All the Gifts.
And I would
better.
compare it quite favorably to that, in that
Yes.
it is a slow burn zombie, or at least zombie adjacent movie that is about more than its premise.
I think that Girl with All the Gifts left a little bit more of a lasting impact for me. And it
I'd say this one did for me.
and it had it for me a little more of an interesting concept at the end. We're gonna get to the end with this.
I think Girl with All the Gifts left me with a more satisfying ending.
Yes, and I will leave you with one later.
How could you take one in? They're murderers, a lot of them.
They want us all dead. We have to stop them.
This is okay. So we're spoiling now. This is the problem I have. 28 Days Later walks a good balance.
It does.
It has that
Just an action movie.
No, it definitely has that character study in there. It has those military people
And
who
at
are
the
like,
time when that came out, stylistically, it was very unique.
Yeah.
Shot on video, shot really high paced and
Yeah.
fast. That was
Yeah.
cool.
shot on video,
And it was new.
which is why it looks god awful.
Got your good
Go
fast
watch that
zombies.
movie. The quality is
yeah,
so bad.
But the speed and stuff.
Oh no.
man.
Yeah, everything is, but resolutions.
I think some of that was on purpose
Yeah.
too, though.
That's
It was a
right.
stylistic choice.
Yeah.
But that movie walks a fine line, especially with its characters and character development
Sure.
and like the questions it asks, and it's got a good mix of that action, horror, and a character study in a way.
Murphy in it, man.
This
What do you
movie is like, for the first hour, it's all about fucking drama
Yeah.
with these characters.
And some people can't handle
And then
that.
they're like, you know what? Fuck that noise.
Oh, we knew it was coming. I mean, that's what you wanted. Right?
And then I was like, okay, well now, like,
Even
I
then-
like both of those things.
Even once
It's
the
just-
action picked up, the drama and the story didn't go away. I didn't think. We're already in spoiler territory,
Yes,
right?
yes.
I
No.
really kind of
Now we are.
liked.
Wait. Spoiler territory. Spoiler warning. Official spoilers.
I'm gonna cry and complain about it.
Spoilers starting 3, 2, 1, 0. I
really don't think-
Spoilers starting now.
What I really liked is when, at almost the very end, when what's the
Abby?
Yeah, Christmas.
Abby.
Oh, okay.
Abby's son gets bit.
Oh,
So he's
yeah.
going to become, maze virus infected, and she knows there's a cure.
And she
And
always
yet
blows
she's
him away.
still ready to kill him rather than let him
That's what I'm saying.
live that
What
life.
was that about?
To see, and especially as somebody who has been more accepting,
Understanding to the
she's
situation?
been more understanding of
Yeah.
the cure than the average person. To see, even in that situation, she was prepared to do that, and she ended up not.
she's a-
with Senen's help.
She's a fucking hypocrite.
What they
Which,
should've
yes,
did.
she is a hypocrite,
What
but
they
that does not make this a
shoulda
bad
did.
movie.
Yeah,
this is
see?
the problem with I have.
Oh.
They kill Connor, the bad guy,
Yes.
randomly.
Yeah,
Some
that was-
fucker just off screen
That
kills
doesn't
him.
make any sense at
There's
all.
no emotional impact there for me. Okay, yeah, you get Senen just looking at him like, okay, well, I guess he's fucking dead now. Then when the kid gets bit, it was out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, that's dumb as well.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, how are we
not
gonna
dumb.
how are we gonna resolve this? Who fucking cares? They're just running around the wilderness now.
Yeah, the resolves and like.
I didn't think it resolved overly well in that aspect of the story, but it was interesting that she had to face that choice.
To me, I watched the ending, like, I rewound it and watched it like 3 or 4 times. And I kept looking at, like, they'd show you these maps, and they show you, I'm like, what are we supposed to glean from this?
From the maps, yeah. I don't know.
And there's nothing.
Maybe it's just sequel setup.
Maybe he was always looking at
So
the
it's
maps and
frustrating.
knew about it.
Because I sound harsh on this movie, but I really did enjoy it. I thought it was pretty
Yeah.
well made.
It might
Well,
just be
I think
sequel
that's
setup.
why we're
think
harsh
so?
on it, because we expected
I don't know.
more out of it.
Yeah, I wanted to have like a really good
Quality
climax.
And the level, this should have been a fucking masterpiece.
They paint this thing where it's like these 3 characters are so intertwined,
Let me-
but then at
yeah.
the end, everything is so
Let me,
separated.
let me give you a little something then. I think he found the way to take the centrist's path. He neither had to turn his back entirely on the cured,
Okay.
nor did he have to, especially by letting her kill her son, nor did he have to completely, retreat from family life. He was still looking after his family and still looking after the interests of the infected and/or the cured.
I don't know. I liked it. I would sit 28 Days Later ahead of it. I would sit Girl with All the Gifts ahead of it. This is nestled in there,
you
though.
can put it
Yeah.
on there, sure.
This is certainly better than any of the Day of the
I'd
Dead
say
remakes.
if you like those movies and you want something to watch, check
I
it
like
out.
this better than one of our other most popular videos on our channel, Les FM, aka
Oh,
The Ravenous.
yeah. This is way better than those. This is in a different. This is a real movie. Day of the Dead Bloodlines is a goddamn trash heap. This is like a real.
You liked it.
This is
you
cinema.
recommended it.
This
No,
is
I did not.
cinema.
I like the one before it, the
This is
2008
cinema.
one.
This is art.
This is a thought-provoking movie.
Yes.
It's bleak. It's depressing.
This is
it's
definitely
well made.
the
It's just
best zombie movie we've done for Bad Movie Night, whether it's the older stuff done on
Yeah.
the podcast or anything we've done here on the more
probably.
modern stuff.
Probably.
yeah. Definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Definitely. I was just a little disappointed with it in the end. That's gonna do it for The Cured. My name is Chris.
I'm AJ.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Mark, and we'll catch you next time when we watch a movie. That's how you fucking do it, guys. You just walk
I
off
don't think we've
screen,
decided what
and
we're
then
doing
you
next.
end this shit.
Ready to go.
It's our new band.
That was really good.
That's good.
We're called Clown Fuckers Incorporated. Find our EP on MySpace right now.
That's right. MySpace is back.
JustinTimberlake.com. All right, here we go.